5 seconds. Get ready. Dear friends, it is an enriching experience to be sharing my perceptions on this vital issue with this August gathering. I am particularly pleased to join you at this Tata Memorial Lecture. Before I start my presentation, I wish to congratulate Dr. Bharat Ramji and his team at Population Federation Foundation of India for taking this initiative. The Foundation and the Parliamentarians Forum for Human Development, of which I am the founder chairperson, have been interacting on issues of social importance. We always value the input by the Population Foundation of India during the interactions organized by Parliamentarians Forum. J.R.D. Tata, in whose name this lecture series has been organized, was a visionary and eminent industrialist, though from a different school of economic thought. He was never oblivious of the social responsibilities of a conscious citizen. He joined government's efforts for the economic reconstruction and industrialization, but in order to ensure that society was able to avail the fruits of economic development as also to sustain the growth, it was essential to contain our ever increasing numbers and use the available resources for the optimum benefit of the people. It is gratifying to know that this logic evokes a concerted response in favor of the need to arrest the population growth. The Parliament has unequivocally endorsed the necessary steps in this direction. Legislature across the party lines is clear in approving the responses. I will start my lecture with an observation made by Bonner on Malthus. He was the most abused man of the age, put down as a man who defended smallpox, slavery, and child murder, who thought the world so badly governed that the best actions do the most harm, who short took all the romance out of life. Today, his fears are coming true. He had just warned us about impending man-made calamity of numbers, though there are a few to suggest that there is still a scope for higher population growth rate. They argue that the annual rate of population growth for last 8,000 years, roughly from the Paleolithic age, has been only 0.06% annually. The further inferred that this figure was far less than 3% annual growth rate required to meet Malthusian geometric rate of progression to double each successive generation. I wonder if such suggestion will only take us to the beginning of our end. I shall give a few facts and projections, and they indeed betray any romance in the present scenario. Though the mankind was the latest creature among the biodiversity, its numbers have grown rapidly. It is alarming that the rate of growth is ever increasing. In 1798, when he was writing his essay on population, the global population was barely 1 million. Ever since, due to industrialization and technological revolution, the following population has risen to an ever increasing rate. In the following 100 years, the world population doubled to 2 billion, and further following half century from 1925 to 1975, it doubled again to touch 4 billion. By 1990, it was 5.3 billion. Even though there is a decrease in the overall growth rate of population from 1971 onwards, according to UN projections, by 2025, the earth will contain a population of around 8 billion people and the global population stabilizes as 11 billion people in the second half of the next century. The worst aspect of this population explosion is that these increases will be taking place largely in the developing and underdeveloped countries. It has been projected that from now to 2025, around 95% of all global population growth will take place in these countries. At current rate of population growth, we should plan to accommodate a workforce of around 3 billion of people in developing countries by 2025. This means these developing economies should be able to cater the need to around 40 million new jobs every year. These countries have comparatively low industrial production. A high domestic consumption leaves minimal surplus in the economy. Secondly, it is observed that in the countries with large population, the share of primary sector is higher in the economy. Greater part of investment and other inputs go into sustaining this large population. This does not leave enough of investable surplus. But it was not until Second World War the demographers and economists recognized that larger population adversely affected the economic development because it diverted the investments from growth related to inflated social demands of a larger population. In this context of developing countries, the population explosion will intensify the crisis of social security and sustainable development, urbanization and urban poverty. Already there is a trend among developing societies that their workforce is abandoning the agriculture and are shifting to urban clusters. In 1985, around 30% of the population of developing countries was living in urban areas, which shall go to 60%.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.